mental distress, abuse, turmoil. For what? Because they're Jewish. Amnatzeh Mishmal David. Yan Chanai B'Yim Tzari Sagav Hashem Elohei Yankiv. Yishlach Ezocha Mekadesh Umitzi Sadeka. Yishkar Kol Michosecha V'Yilas V'Yilash Nefsala. Yita Nachach Yavavecha V'Ol Atzatzcha Yimale. Rana B'Shua Secha V'Shem Eloheinu Nidgel. Yimale Adonai Kol Mishala Yisecha. Ata Yodaite Ki Hishya Adonai B'Shichem. Yanehu Mishmei Kodshei. B'Gvura Yisyeshe Yemine. Elev Rechav Elev Susi V'Anaknu B'Shem Adonai Eloheinu Nazker. Hem HaKarov V'Napalo V'Anaknu Kamnu Nis'edad. Adonai Hashem Melech Aleinu V'Yem Kareinu. Tanya, chapter 2. Now the implications of what we're learning about the source of the neshama coming from the brain, the implications are enormous. So we learned that the child is born of the highest level of thought of the father, and this affects his life even down to the toenails, page 59. And just in the same way as it is in the case of a child, so too is it, page 59 at the top, with regard to every soul of every Jewish person, of every level. There are 3 levels we're talking about here. There are 5 levels of the Jewish soul. The nefesh is the lowest level, the way the soul connects to your physical body, because soul is spirit and body is physical. They're opposites. So there has to be a very, very low meeting point where the most refined level of the body can accept the most insensitive level, the most basic level of life. That's called the nefesh. And then a higher level, which is not just about activity, but also about feelings. That's called the ruach, spirit of the person. And a higher level, which is sensitive to godliness and to spirituality, is called the neshama. So on any one of these 3 levels, in any single person in the whole Jewish people, from whichever level, from the head or the midriff or the legs, the lower level of the Jewish people, the heels even, they all come from the highest level of thought by a process of gradual descent. Similar, he says, to the way a drop of semen is processed during the 9 months of pregnancy to form a physical child with all the organs and vein systems and muscles and bones. It's truly a wonder. Similarly, coming down what's called the whole order of creation. Just like there are 4 letters of the name of God, so Judaism talks about 4 worlds, a 4-fold vision. Based on this format of 4 letters of the name of God. The highest level corresponds to the name of God is Yud, K, Vav, K. The highest level of godliness corresponds to the Yud. Because what is a Yud? Yud is insubstantial. It's just a dot. What is a Yud? A Yud is a dot. That's it. What is this Yud? Think about it. If I'm going to express an idea, how am I going to express my idea? Well, maybe I'm a writer. I'll express it in letters, in words, in thoughts. Maybe I'm a musician. I'm going to express my idea in music, in sound. Basic sound. What's the most basic sound you can think of? A shofar. Or more complex sounds, a piano, trumpet. But you don't know what's in my mind. Here, I'm going to create now a masterpiece. You know what it is? You have no idea. How could you know? But I'm going to do it. And I'm poised to begin. And I'm going to begin right now. The potential is infinite. What could come out of this pen? Infinite. But it didn't happen yet. So it's going to start with a dot. That's a yud. That's the beginning of expression. So Hashem wants to express himself, wants to reveal himself, what he is. A person is sitting quietly in a room, you don't know what's in his mind, you don't know what he's thinking, you don't know what he's feeling. He could be Beethoven, he's thinking Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. He could be, heaven forbid, a criminal thinking of some genocidal plot to destroy a whole nation. You don't know, he's just quiet. He's not saying anything. You don't know. You know, the whole accomplishment, if you want to call it that, of the Third Reich in Germany, killed 6 million Jews and 6 million others as well, was all written down in a book and published for the world to see and learn, and they ignored it. It's called Mein Kampf, My Campaign. Starts with one mark. Now, similarly, when God creates the world, it starts with the appearance of godliness. The first appearance is like this. Like I said before, we have a building here, a big building. On top of the building is the lightning rod, the tippy top of the lightning rod. That's where creation is going to come into contact with the world. And it's going to be the now. So this dot represents the beginning of Hashem's creation. Is this dot Hashem? Compared to Hashem's infinite, this dot is nothing. It's nothing. He contracts himself into almost nothing in order to appear on a level that we could perceive. Because beyond this, before this, is the infinite, the real infinite, which is Hashem himself. The infiniteness of Hashem. We can't deal with that because it's infinite. We can't even begin to think about it because we're finite. So we have to know that before the dot is Hashem. It's just here, Hashem. And this dot is the beginning of Hashem revealing himself into a dot. Now, we can't make anything out of this dot because it's just too small. So we have to extend it. I'm going to extend it like this. Above, we'll call this a thorn. I don't know why they call it a thorn. It's like a thorn sticking up from a bush. And here's another one. Okay, now that looks like a yud, you see. The yud goes up and the yud goes down. What goes up? It goes up to the infinite. And it comes down into the whole world. Here's America, there's Florida, there's California, Here's the Latin. Here's Europe here. Here's Italy. Here's Israel, and so on. It's the whole world coming down from the Yud into creation. Okay, but this Yud is still, it's very hard for us to understand what the Yud is. But it's the beginning of everything. The beginning of everything is a Yud. Every single letter in the alphabet begins with a Yud. You take a look at them, they all have a Yud. And the letter develops and grows from the Yud. So if we're going to take this dot and expand it, we're going to give it length and breadth. Okay, so we're going to give it length. It's going to come down. We're going to give it breadth across. There's the Yud on the top. We'll give it a second leg here. So this now becomes dimension. Yud now achieves dimension. This is the letter Hey. We're not going to say it. We're not going to say Yud. We're going to say Yud K, because that's God's name. Yud and Hey make Hashem's name. Yud K. Yud K, with Yud K, Hashem creates the whole world. So this stands for, the Yud stands for inspiration. Like we said a few times already, like the bolt of lightning. And K stands for development. The attempt to understand what is that inspiration? What is its size? What is its weight? What is its color? What is its function? What is its influence? What are its similarities? What are its ramifications? Is the K the Yud? No, the Yud is a world greater than the K. The K is limited. The K itself is a limiting factor. It limits it and it takes the inspiration, it breaks it down so we can look at it and analyze it. This is analysis, development and analysis. Now, spelled right? I think so. That's the K. But the analysis is never so great or inspiring as the inspiration, by definition. And this represents a male principle, and therefore in Kabbalah it's called Abba. And this represents a female principle, the female, the receiver, the inspirer and the receiver. And this is called Ima. Abba Ima, male and female. Bring the male and female together, you're going to get children. That's called Das. So this is called Bina. Bina means understanding. And this is called Chachma. Chachma means wisdom. And as we now understand what wisdom is, and wisdom is the power of inspiration. So we have a Yud. This is the Yud. Oh, here it is. Here's the Yud. Here's the Yud. Here's the K. And now we have to bring it down. Again, we start with the dot. And then we're going to bring it down. That's the letter Vav. So you have Yud, K, Vav, the first three letters of the name of God. And that represents our intellect. Down on the right side of your brain, that's what they tell me. That's the side where the inspiration comes from. If you're left-handed, it's switched. Inspiration comes on the right side. Development comes from the left side. Analysis, development is on the left side of the brain. Development, that's why it says women are given extra from the left. The left. The right is a side of warmth And the left is the side of the policeman, wait, just wait, your turn, wait your turn. When I was crossing the street today, the Spanish lady was saying, standing with her big sign saying, wait, wait. That's the left. And the Vav is bringing it down. That's the way your intellect works. So this is in the back of the brain. What's that called? Cerebellum? Sarashena? Saramushka? That's connection. If you don't have this, all you have is fantasies. Fantasies. This is connection. This brings the idea down into the world. Remember we said that the Yud comes down into the world? Here we go. Here's the world coming out of all this. These are the children. Fathers and mothers have children. Children is the world. The world is made up in how many days? 7 days. So there's 7 aspects. Now, this brings intellect, which is 3-part. There's 3 parts of the intellect, right, left, and back. Yud, K, Vav. Right, left, inspiration, analysis, connection. And now it comes down into the creation of the world in 7 days. 7 stage. Three and Shabbos. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Shabbos. Most of the names of the week are named after idol worship. Gods of idol worship. Sunday is worship of the sun. Monday is the moon. Tuesday is Mars, in French, mardi. Wednesday is Mercury. Mercury, the god of communication. Nike. All these Nike boots are idol worship names. Nike is the god of communication. Speedy. So that's why we have speedy running shoes called Nike. All from idol worship. Jeudi, I forget how Jeudi. Friday is an Ashkenazi word, Freya, goddess Freya. And the 7th day is Saturn, which corresponds to Shabbos. Okay. So now this is an introduction. We're going to go, we'll speak about this a lot, many more details to follow. But we said there are 4 worlds. So the highest of the 4 worlds corresponds to the Yud. How are we going for time? Okay. The Yud corresponds to the world of Atzilus. Atzilus means Eitzel. Eitzel in Hebrew means close, nearby, near, close, adjoining, connected. So this is where Hashem first connects to life. So the world of Atzilus is a world of God, pure godliness, pure God, pure godliness. This world of Atzilus corresponding to the letter Yud. So in Atzilus, Hashem is one thing with the world that he's creating. It's not 2 separate things. It's the very first level of creation, the highest world. Yes, Hannah.
I have a question. These 4 worlds, Like, how do they work?
How do they work?
It's like one
They work together.
The other, or it's just.
They work together in harmony.
But so we have a silos here, or like what?
What? We have what?
Like.
What do they do?
I just don't understand.
Okay, how does God create the world? So the first level of godliness is unified with God. The first, and we're talking about something here. How does creation, which is infinite, come into our world, which is finite? So the first level, the very first level at which we could say, oh, there is a God. That's a level of creation that is unified with God. Do we know what that is? No, it's way beyond anything we could ever know. It's God. It's not two separate things. It's godly. We have also these same 10 levels in every one of the 4 worlds. We have same 10 levels. So we're going to have, in the world of Atzilus, we're going to have also 10 levels. So we're going to have godly wisdom and godly understanding and godly knowledge, godly kindness. God is kind, God is understanding, God is compassionate, infinite. God's wisdom is not like our wisdom. Our wisdom is limited. Our wisdom is something we acquire. God doesn't acquire anything. He's a source of everything. So that's the difference between our intellect and godly intellect. That's why we can't understand things that were not possible to understand, not possible for us to understand. So that's the first level. Now we don't have a world yet. Hashem wants a world. He creates the world. He has a reason. You know what? He wants a place. It's like a divine challenge. Hashem made a challenge for himself. Can I make a place where I'm so hidden that I'm not revealed? Is there any place that can hide so much that no one can find me? I like to say, can God make a stone so heavy that he can't lift it up?
Oh.
You know, mind games like that. So can he make a world in which he is so hidden that no one can find him? The answer, of course he can. He can do anything. But now, having done that, he wants people to find him there. Like a father playing hide and seek with his child. Father says to the child, okay, I'm going to hide, you find me. And the child starts looking. Daddy, I can't find you. Don't give up. I'm here. I can see you, you can't see me. But that's what he wants. He wants a holy temple where he can be revealed in the place of total darkness. In the place where he's totally, what's darkness? Darkness, the absence of light. In the place where he seems to be absent. He hid himself so much that it looks like he's not there. When you look out the window, you don't see God. He's not apparent. We believe in God. We believe in the existence of God. Invisible, not a statue, not an idol I keep in the front yard. There's a house on the block where I live that they built a statue out of wood, like from some of these islands in the Pacific, you know. I think they were imitating an idol from the Pacific Islands. And they built one in the front yard. But it wasn't an expensive one. The expensive one they keep inside because that's got gold and jewels and silver. It can't protect itself. It's only a handmade statue. But they worship it. I don't want to go into the rationalizations, how they possibly do such a thing. It's not worthwhile talking about it. But nonetheless, in that world where God is completely hidden, he wants to be revealed. That's like the paradox of creation. How is he going to be revealed? He needs us to do it. And he chose us to be the ones to do it. And when he asked us if we wanted, we said yes. Yes. If that's what it means to be connected to you, Hashem, we're in. I take Hashem to be my lawfully wedded husband. And he takes us to be his lawfully wedded wife. And the ring he gave us is Shabbos. And the Kesubah, the marriage document, is called the Torah. So on the second level, the first level, all we can see is godliness. Everything is God. We're in a world now, but that world is connected to God. It's not separate. So in other words, before the world can be a world, there has to be the potential in spiritual terms of the existence of a world, right? So the whole world has to exist in godliness in order for it to exist, apparently without godliness. But that's just an appearance. The reality is nothing is without godliness. Godliness is everything. That's what it means. What it means when we say, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one." One means everything. He is everything. There's nothing that he is not the source of its life. He is the knowledge. We learned this yesterday, 2 days ago. He is the knowledge, the knower, and the thing known. It's very hard to understand because we can't wrap our minds around such a big idea. It's too big for us. We can understand two of the things. We can know he's the knowledge, he's the thing known. He's the knowledge, he's the knower. We can know that. But he's a thing known that we can't. How can that be? Because he's creating it. And it's him. It's an extension of him. It's from him. Okay? So on the first level, we can't even say it's a potential of a world. It's in godliness is the complete potential of the world. Now we have to go down a complete break, a quantum leap, so to speak. I don't know what a quantum leap is, but like a big jump. So there's no relationship between cause and effect. There's no relationship between the beginning and the next stage down. The next stage down does not see the beginning. The next stage down just sees itself as the beginning. Because now Hashem is so hidden that which he creates could think that there is no Hashem. Except on that first level, it's still very, very, very sensitive to its source. So it knows in the second stage, called the second world is very, very, very sensitive to godliness. Very. But godliness is not 100% revealed there. On the contrary, it's like just by way of speaking, 25% hidden. But if we don't hide God, then we can't do mitzvahs. Because the whole point of doing a mitzvah is that you're choosing to do something good. You're choosing not to do something bad. So in order to choose to do good, you have to have something better to do that you're not going to do. You have to make a choice. How can you make a choice if somebody's standing there with a gun at your head? You believe in God? If you don't, I'm blowing your head off. Oh yeah, of course I believe in God. Did you make a decision? No. You were forced. You didn't have free choice. Free choice, my dear students, is the highest faculty that we possess. You know who has ultimate free choice? Hashem. Most people have next to no free choice. Choices are all made for you. What kind of house you're going to live in, how you're going to raise your children, if you're going to get married, not get married, you're going to travel, you're going to be in business, you're going to be a teacher, what are you going to do with your life? Is a person going to go drinking with the boys on Friday night? What kind of insurance policy am I going to take? All these things are not significant choices. The only real choice that we have is the choice to do the right thing or to do the wrong thing. That's the essence of choice. And that connects us with God, that God is the only thing, being, if you will, It has absolute free choice. He can do anything he wants. Absolute free choice. And with his free choice, he chose the Jewish people to become his partner. Making a place where he can be revealed, and we're going to call that a holy temple. Beis HaMikdash. So that's the first level. So we have the level of unity, which is Atzilus. And now I'll give you a name. The second level here is called the level of creation. This is where we could say creation actually begins, where God is hidden. To the extent we can say, oh, now I see that there's a created world. We'll have to come back to this next week. But otherwise, we have to understand what it says in this paragraph here. The soul now coming down from the highest level of God's wisdom passes through 4 spiritual worlds in its descent, from supernal wisdom to the human body. These worlds or stages in the creative process are 1, Atzilus, the world of emanation, the world where God is shining, and Bria, the world of creation. We got up to the second stage.
Thank you.
For a wonderful Shabbos. A cupcake? Oh, wow. Wow. How can I eat such a thing? It's a creation, a work of art.
Please enjoy.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, don't forget both of the brachas.
Right. Before and after.
Exactly.
Okay. And where did you make this?
In the door.
Thank you. I will enjoy this after Shabbos.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rabbi.
And one Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. No, that's what we're saying. Oh, you don't know. We just haven't told him that we were like talking about it. No, but it's good. He's doing it. I know it. Like it's a good thing that he said. Yeah, but he didn't say that. Okay.
How cute. Why'd you take those 2 cupcakes? What are they for? I just.
Poor Petra.
But my only just gave it off. You want like you wanted a free stuff? No, I don't have a free. I wanted to give it for like to another teacher. So I'm gonna someone. Because people have like all of it, so I'm gonna share. Yeah, but it's like different.
Can someone come downstairs?
Sure.
Hi. Hi. It's cold. Do you like soy milk?
Yeah, why?
Okay.
Why?
I'm making coffee, but there's no almond milk.
Oh, yeah, I like some. Thanks. What sweeter, not sweet. Who is the teacher of this class?